Everybody, welcome to Jan Live. This is episode 10.
Woo!
And I gotta say, I'm all giddy today. And it's not just because of our little intro here. But it was really that Bobby is here. Bobby Attiko is here. And welcome, Bobby.
Thanks for having me.
To the circus that is Jan Live.
I love seeing Jan work. You guys have no idea how much work he puts into this. It's amazing to see. He takes it serious. Like, this setup is amazing. It's amazing.
Well, you know, I just, what it is, Bobby, it's like, I think, and I'm trying to let go of this, but like, I was a perfectionist for many years.
I know the feeling.
Well, yes. And it's like, it's good to a certain point, you know, it's because it drives you to improve yourself. But for me, over the years, it's become, it's tipping over, right? So it's like, it's so much that I you know, if I could just let go of a couple of lights and one camera, we could start on time and stuff like that. So
listen, I love it. It's like I said, you guys have no idea. There's lights, there's so many cameras. He has like a full setup here. It's pretty impressive.
Thanks, Bobby. Well, I just I really want to introduce you to all my friends and the guys who are watching, because you've meant so much to me since I moved here in New York. And I wrote a little bit about it in the post that you being a part of your band on so many levels have made me first of all, like it's my core income in New York, and I've been able to you know, sustain myself and my family and being able to do things because of the position I have with your band, and also as a human being and the people. You have a great way of attracting great people around yourself, I feel.
Thank you.
Don't you agree?
I do. I think it's just about being sincere. There's so many fake people in the music industry, and everyone's always trying to get ahead by using someone in any way possible. So I'm just a big believer that everyone can be successful without having to be dirty to be successful.
Yeah.
And I think people see that and they see I actually care, because I do actually care, not just with the clients, but also with, you know, my coworkers and everyone. I just care, and I feel like people just, they notice that and they want to be around it. Plus, I'm kind of fun, so you put that together and I think it's a winning combo.
Yeah, and because that was the thing, like the second thing I was going to say is like being around you and working with you and all the people you bring into your world is just, I've learned so much on that level, on a personal level from that energy and I didn't want to talk too much up front, but I can't help it. I got it. When I started playing with Bobby, I went to audition for the, obviously, you know, he works for, or it's a little different now, but at the time, and I went with Jennifer. You know, I was actually backing my wife up as a singer, and but at the audition was Bobby and Michael Hart was there, and shout out to Mike.
What's up, Mike?
And I remember you guys were like, well, we have a lot of singers right now, but we actually need a keyboard player. And I wasn't interested, Bob, because like I heard that, you know, when you say yes to one of these bands, you got to be available every weekend, right? Yep. And it kind of is true. You really got to be there, which I understand, you know, but I wasn't interested. I don't know if you remember exactly how it went, but you guys still called me for one of your gigs at one of the places on Herald Square or something. It's not there anymore. Like it's Cipriani or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I forget. But I came in and I started playing with you guys. It's like, wow. If there's any band I can commit to, it's this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for all these years of amazing work, amazing help. He saved me so many times. You guys have no idea. I shouldn't say it on camera because clients might be watching, but he has literally saved me millions of times. If people's voices go out or you can't remember the melody to a song, he'll start to play it. Like, he's literally just saved me. If people come and ask for crazy requests, and I'm like, we don't know that. You know, I was like, I know it. And then he'll play it and might even sing it. So a lot of props to you.
I'll give you the $10 after the show that I promised if you'd say something like that.
It's just the truth.
But Bobby, we got so much to talk about, but let's do a song first.
Okay.
And before these guys are like, all right, we've heard enough. So here's a song that I wrote, and you might have heard it before on some of the shows, but I wanted Bobby to play on this because it's got that cool 6/8 groove that you'll hear. And also, I heard Bobby do a Nigerian chant. Is that correct?
Yep. It was. It's like a gospel song. In my language, Yoruba.
Yeah. And it sounded amazing. And if we had had a little more time, I would have incorporated and I could have played a little something for you. But maybe we'll do this again sometime and we'll get it together. But I was like, wow, wouldn't that be awesome to have something like this in a pop song? And you had some of those same ideas. And so we tried on this one. So let's go for it. And I just want to also say that Bobby is usually front and center, man. It's like Bobby Attiko band. He's out there doing splits you wouldn't believe. And that's something I wanted to show too. Like, you know, like I have footage and we just ran out of time. So I promise we'll get that sometime. But today it's a whole other role, man.
I'm not used to playing background and being support.
Yeah.
Now I feel like if I mess up, it's big.
Yeah. Well, isn't it even bigger when you're out front and you mess up?
For some reason, I don't feel like it is, because when you're lead, no matter what you do, it's fine as long as you believe what you're doing and you're passionate about it. But right now, as support, if I mess up, it'll mess you up. So to me, that's always a more pivotal role in my mind.
Well, let's pray you don't mess it up. This is all just fun, Bobby. All right, so here we go. This song is called Breaking Through. And... here we go. I thought. The stars with the sadness in your eyes. Heard you whisper there should be so much more to this life. And I can tell you got dreams all locked up inside, and patiently pushing to get out in the light. So drop everything and run with me under the blue. Let's go out and feel the power of the sun breaking through. We'll sing into the sky. There's nothing we can do, 'cause the season is turning and turning in you. This time we're breaking through, we're breaking through. This time we're breaking through, we're breaking through. Whose voice has been ringing through your head all these years, weighing you down in a mountain of fear? Whose voice has been bringing you to cry so many tears you don't have to listen anymore? I'll be the voice that you hear. This time we're breaking through, we're breaking through. This time we're breaking through, we're breaking sadness in your eyes. This time we're breaking through, we're breaking through. This time we're breaking through, we're breaking through. This time we're breaking through, we're breaking through.
Thank you. Great song.
Were you nervous about the chant?
Of course.
I thought it came out real good.
It actually did sound pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll get it better next time, though, too, I promise.
That sounds like we're going to do another one.
I mean, if you're ready.
I will be. I will practice. But, I mean, I was going to talk about your background and all that kind of stuff, but now you're fishing out the handpan.
I'm just getting it ready.
You getting it ready?
Just getting it ready.
All right.
So that I don't have to reach later.
We did this, like, we have to...
I'll get it back.
Yeah, we did something like that. All right. Well...
There we go.
So let's wait a little bit with the handpan. I just want to... Oh, Sam wants to be a part of it.
Hi.
Hey, Sammy. Come on, Sam. All right, so, no, let's just, like, find out. So, Bobby, you were born in Nigeria,
I was
right?
born in Nigeria. Father's from Ghana, mother's from Nigeria, and we moved here when I was 3 years old.
3?
Yep.
Okay. Because, you know, you have absolutely no accent.
Yeah, it's funny. People in New York still think I have an accent. They say I
really?
speak too proper. Like, people from New York don't speak, I guess, as properly as I do.
Well, that's a good problem to have, I guess.
I'm not complaining. I don't hear it, but apparently it's
Well, that's because you don't go out with him at night. You know.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
That's another story.
But, because I'll never get rid of my potato, you know, like my Danish potato. But I think it has to do with, like, if you come... Like, I was over in my teens when I got here, and I really think that's,
Yeah, it plays a big factor.
Yeah. Like, when I meet Danish people that came here in their teens, they also kind of lose their accent. But anyway, so you came when you were 3.
Yep.
And I had Scott Martin. Scotty!
What's up, Scott?
Scott was on the show last week, and he lived in his car for a while. Now, I think you did that too, no?
Yeah, there was a point where things weren't going right for my life, and I had to make a decision if I was leaving New York or if I was going to stay here and tough it out and find a way to make this music thing happen. And I found a way. It was tough. I had to sleep in the car. I slept in abandoned buildings.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a rough time in my life, but I knew something was going to come from it if I just stuck to it. And I knew I couldn't do anything but music.
Yeah.
There's no way. Music is my life, and I'd rather be a broke musician and be happy than be rich dreading going to work every day. So many people dread going to work, and they're sick going to work. And that was me. I worked at a mortgage company.
Really?
And I worked at a mortgage company. I was a loan assistant, and I couldn't take it anymore. I started to feel sick to my stomach every day I went to work. Like literally physically sick. And from the moment I walked in to the moment I left, I was sick. And as soon as I left the office, I felt fine. And I was like, there has to be something to this. Because as soon as I go to work, I'm sick and I'm not better till I leave. Couldn't live like that.
So, it kind of, Sammy, he's lived in abandoned buildings too. Actually, he has, you know, when he was...
That's why you tell me he's a rescue.
Yeah.
He's coming over to me now. Okay. Hi.
But Bobby, I was gonna say, while you make friends over there, you know, when you start thinking about improving your life, which you must have thought about it at the time, like you know, I spent a lot of hours just thinking about how can I get better at this, that, and improve my life and my state of mind in general and stuff like that. You always kind of go to the internet, you go to the books, you go to the podcasts, but one day I was like, wow, why don't we kind of just look around us? And I remember calling you. I don't know if you remember this, but it's not too long ago, maybe a year ago, I was calling you. It's like, Bobby is a person to me that has really taken charge of his life and created, like you bought a building in Astoria and you got your own music company now. So from the days at the mortgage company till now, it certainly has been like a cool thing. So I was like, what's your secret? And I don't know if you remember what you said.
I don't.
But you said, Jan, I've always, you know, I met these successful people and they could always travel whenever they wanted to.
Yeah.
And that's something that I wanted to create for myself. Am I off here? Because like, or is it correct? Because like, I do think that, you know, you read about these people and I consider you a very special person that's really not taking life for granted or doing the regular thing. You're really just in it. And it's usually like that one little secret like that drives them. Is that your big secret, or is it?
That was something that inspired me to be successful, because I never really cared about money at all until I was working at the mortgage company. Yeah. And I was doing the mortgages for these people, and they were always traveling. And I'm like, how can you travel like this? And they said, because we own real estate, and that's what our income is. So we don't have to work aggressively to make money. So I saw that as an opportunity to have the lifestyle that I wanted to have. But I think the secret to me living the way I do is, from a young age, I realized you live one time.
Yeah.
And everyone keeps thinking, oh, I'll do this later, or I'll get this done. And I realize you live one time, and if you don't do what you want to do now, you're not promised tomorrow. You're not promised next week.
Yeah.
And I just want to be happy. That's my main thing. Everyone thinks, or not everyone, but a lot of people think I live a fairy tale. And my thing is, why can't I make my fairy tale come true? And so far I've been doing it. Yeah. There's no reason why anyone can't have what they want in life.
Was that like a certain night that dawned on you, or like?
It's always been how I thought, and I grew up watching a lot of TV, so I would always see these inspirational movies or inspirational stories, and I'm like, and it's based on true stories, so I always thought, if they can have that life, well, why can't I?
Yeah.
I think there was Rudy, that football movie.
Yeah, sure.
This random guy tried out for a football team, and he ended up becoming a major league, like, NFL player.
Yeah.
Why not us?
Yeah.
In our perspective field.
Yeah. Man, I could sit here for hours, but I've learned this from earlier episodes that the quicker you get to the music, the more people stick around. I think it's super interesting, but we still got time. But I also want to just get to the handpan thing. So I don't know if you guys saw that. I put up a post earlier this week, but we did a gig like 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah.
I show up and Bobby's like sitting on a chair playing this thing.
This crazy looking spaceship.
Which is a handpan. So actually, let's play first, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
But quickly, I just decided to, ask Bobby if we could do a song with it. So he came up with some parts, and I worked with it. And so here's what we got tonight. Hope you like it. So I gotta make sure all my stuff is ready over here. Warm up while I do this, Bobby. Go. All right, that should be good. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I think we got everything.
Woo. This one I only practiced a week and a half.
Yeah. I was going to say this after the song.
Oh, let's do it.
Let me say this after the song. Ready?
Yes, sir.
You wanna find love, but your arms are crossed. You wanna share your heart, and you're afraid to give it up. You wanna find that woman who's gonna save your life. You keep looking at the surface, afraid to take that dive. And all of your lovers in this parade, you come back with flowers and you push them away. Your phone rings with trophies of all the pities that you slay. Oh, you won't find love that way. She looks so fine in the light of the club. When the sun hits your bed, you pick out all her faults. Forget about heart, forget about soul. Just another body that doesn't fit your perfect mold. Your phone beats with trophies of all the beauties that you slayed. Oh, you won't find love that way. I know she's out there waiting to show up. I know she's out there waiting for you to grow up.
Hi, Sam.
Here's what I was gonna say while you make friends again with Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Is it weird to buy a brand new instrument that you've never played before, and then a week later you're on a worldwide live stream?
I will say it's different. Excuse me, Sam. I'm sorry. It's definitely different. I just saw it on Instagram, and I was like, that sounds cool. I love percussion. I love melodies. So they put it together into one instrument, and I bought it about a week ago, and here we are.
It's pretty amazing to me.
It's crazy to me. I'm still like, I don't play it as well as I'd like, but I think that was pretty good.
I thought it was great, man. And I think we might have created a whole new style of like pop with Sammy. But I was what you said the other day really also was cool. You said yesterday we practiced the one time we did practice.
Yeah.
And you said what was cool is that you have a lot of experience percussion, right?
Yeah.
With percussion. But then this guy incorporates percussion with pitch.
Yes, and that's a whole new ball game for me.
Yeah.
Remembering what notes are where. It's difficult, but it's fun. And I
Yeah.
want to get better at it. So hopefully the next time Jan has me on his show, I'll be even better.
I don't know. You don't have to be better. I thought it sounded great, man.
I definitely got to be better.
Now the other guy came out.
Hi.
Maybe they're hungry, man. Oh.
Ooh. Or maybe they heard the sweet tones of the
The
handpan,
handpan sound.
and it drew them out.
Yeah. But yeah, so actually that yesterday we were practicing, and I'm not going to get into the details because we're on a positive vibe here, but you had a lot going on, man.
Yeah.
And all I want is, without getting into that vibe of the heaviness of it, I just want to say, we all maybe take a little bit for granted that you're just this guy that shows up with your band and does a great gig, and we are all Bobby's very cool, like great. What? See, now I gotta get my English dictionary. But gracious, like when somebody is very generous. So you always, when we travel or before gigs, so you always take us out and spoil us, and so it's very easy to get this vibe that everything is easy. But I discovered that when we rehearsed that man,
there's a lot of things behind the scenes, and I mean, I feel like that's my job as the leader, to protect your people from even knowing about that world. There's no reason that you guys should have that weight on you and know some of the behind the scenes nonsense that's happening. I'll take it, I'll deal with it, and what I have to realize is when I come and see you guys right before we perform, I have to turn it off, shut it off, and I can't let you guys see any stress, because I hate to say it, if I'm stressed, you guys see it and it weighs on your energy, and now that weighs on the whole entire party's energy. Yeah. So I learned that the hard way early on in the band leading career. if I came in a bad mood, I noticed the party wasn't going right.
Yeah.
And I realized it's because I'm sour, the band is sour, and now all the guests are sour. So
Okay.
I'd had to change my mood and realize no matter what's going on in the other world, when you come here, everything is great.
So when we say energy is everything, it's really real.
It is. It is 100%.
It's real. And all right, so since this guy's been bugging us, I want you guys to say hello to Sam.
Hi, Sam.
He probably is hungry. We got to stop soon so I can feed him. But so that is real, you know. And that, like, before we do another song, let me just quickly say, Bobby, you got one of those abilities that, you know, the famous people have. And which is, you have a switch, I feel. And, you know, like, I remember, like, you know, The Who, which is very far from what we're doing here and what you do. But it's just, I just thought of Pete Townsend. He's the guitar player with the, you know, he does the windmill. And he said it one time, I was watching a documentary on them, and he said, well, it's like a switch. I change personality when I go on stage.
Yeah.
And for me, like, sort of like a cold Nordic guy, you know, like learning to play classical music to begin with, and then later on, I started pop fairly early, but still, for me, it was a blessing, and has been a blessing to work with you and the band, because I learned so much about energy.
Yeah.
You know,
It's real.
and it ties into what you said before. You know, if you screw up, it doesn't matter. It's really not about that.
Yep.
It's about bringing it.
Yeah. I mean,
and you have that switch in you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it to me, it's so serious. No matter, like I said, no matter what's going on in your life, you have to know when to turn it off and turn it on. And as far as these events, I know when to turn it on. And it's actually a release. There's so much in your everyday life that you have to be a professional and serious. And when you're on that stage performing, hi, hi, you're normally so serious in real life. And when you get to be on that stage, you can actually just be a kid again.
Yeah.
And that's how I see it. I'm actually a kid again. All the responsibilities that I have don't matter anymore. And my job is to have fun so that you guys can have fun.
Yeah.
And I go fully into it. I do jump kicks. I think this past Saturday I was rolling on the floor.
Yeah.
And where in your everyday world can you roll on the floor and that's seen as, oh, he's doing a great job?
Yeah. And it's really, I mean, he's not making this up, you know. And again, I have footage to prove it. I just ran out of time. I'm sorry, Bobby.
It's okay.
But we got to do it again sometime. I'll show you some footage, and you'll be like, wow, this cat is for real. Now, do you have a word you tell yourself right before you, or is it you just go into it?
Well, I feel like the band has that one catchphrase that we all say, showtime.
Yeah.
And we got it from Ty. Shout out to Ty.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's our thing. And as soon as the music starts, I feel like that's what it is for me. No matter, even if it's not an event, if I'm not performing, if I'm out and I hear good music, it might be the African blood, but I can't help it. I just start to go. And even if I don't want to go, if I'm tired, if I'm lazy, as soon as I hear that music, my spirit just wakes up and it's like, nope, it's time to go. Yeah. And that's what it is.
Yeah, it's really unique, man. I know. It's funny you mentioned Ty, because like I know maybe like 3 or 4 people in the world that I've worked with, and you're one of them. And you know what I think of, man? It's like, I think of like, you know, at the core of the planet, we got this core, right?
Lava.
Right.
Yeah.
So we got lava,
Or
right?
magma.
And I think that's some rare people in the world haven't access to that energy. And it's really dangerous, because like, if you don't learn how to manage that, you can end up in but you know, you're not at all on that list, but like, you know, we got these celebrities back, you know, Hendrix, Janis Joplin, like you could just line them up. Some of these guys and girls have had this connection to that amazing earth energy, without sounding too
no, I'm with
wishy-washy. And the thing about that is that it's amazing, but it's also very, oh shit, I got cramps, Bobby.
We've been sitting too long.
We sat too long, man.
We've been sitting too long.
Oh, that's going to be a cool blooper later on. Now I can't use my pedal for a little bit. But I was gonna just say that energy is like amazing, but not everybody can harness it.
It's funny you say that. It's something I didn't plan on talking about. I just started going to therapy, which I think everyone should do. Everyone needs someone to talk to. And one of the things I was talking about with my therapist is that I'm tired a lot. And I felt bad for being tired so often. And she looked at me and she said, "Are you kidding me? You do too much, and everything you do, you give it 150%. You do the office stuff, you do the events, you're out, you're making sure everyone's okay, you're taking care of everyone." She goes, "And you own the building, and I'm the janitor in the building." She says, "You just do too much."
Yeah.
And she's like, no matter who you think you are, there's a certain amount of energy that a person has, and you are always dipping well below it. And then you're curious why you're tired. She goes, "You're supposed to be tired."
Yeah.
As much as, and like you said, I think I do dig deeper, and it gives me more, but the same time that it gives me more, when I'm finally depleted, it takes much more for me to replenish that energy.
Yeah.
That's how I see it, thanks to her guidance.
Yeah, it's great. I hear all these voices now. People that say, "Jan, you talk too much. You got to play some music." So let's do a song.
Okay. Let's see here.
This one. This one is called "I'll Ask You Out," and I always wanted to hear this. This is a nice and easy, slow song, but I always wanted to hear it with some percussion on it. So I get my dream fulfilled today. Let's see, that's the congas. I'll be turning that down a little bit.
All right.
And here, I might have to play the pedal with my left foot, man.
It's really cramped up.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Woo.
How many of you guys have seen a TV show where the host gets a serious cramp?
This is great.
I think I when I had that problem with my right foot, I actually had to play pedal with the left foot, so I kind of got used to it.
Practice.
I would even drive the car, man.
No.
Like, I would drive the car with my left foot. It was really tricky, but anyway.
That's very tricky.
Yeah, but let's see if we can get this going.
Let's do it.
So, here we go, Bobby. Well, I'm sorry if I stare too much. My fascination with you simply won't let up. And I just love the little things you do when you think no one else is watching you. When you focus, you talk to yourself. If you get nervous, you rearrange your desk. Your eyes start drifting in the afternoon. When you say goodbye, you look down at your shoes. When you say goodbye, you look down at your shoes. I just love to catch you off guard and get another glimpse of who you really are. And I would die to know the world you never share, 'cause you think no one else around you even cares. Are you living out your perfect plan, or are you hanging on the best that you can? Are you happy being on your own? Is there someone special in your dreams and hopes? There's so much about you I want to know. I'm looking for ways to conquer my mind, not to nourish my fear and doubt. So one of these days the stars will align. I'll find the courage to ask you out. Are you living Is there someone special? Any dreams and hopes? Could I fit into your dreams and hopes? I'm looking for ways to conquer my mind, not to nourish my fear and doubt. So one of these days the stars will align. I'll find the courage to ask you out. I'm looking for ways to conquer my mind, not to nourish my fear and doubt. So one of these days the stars will align. I'll find the courage to ask you out. And I'll ask you out. Yeah, man.
Woo. Y'all write some good songs.
Oh, thanks, man.
This guy, he's good. You have a
buddy.
gift.
You got $12 coming now.
I keep racking them up. Woo!
But well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, hey, talking about that, are you gonna write some songs soon? What's going on?
Yeah, I think it's time. Everyone's been asking me to do some more original stuff, so I think I'm gonna do an album. Not
Nice.
just like one song or two songs. I think I'm gonna do a full album finally, and I didn't want to discuss it just yet.
All right.
But since you brought it up, that's the plan. I'm gonna do an album, and
We'll edit this out of the. Wait a
the
second, it's
final-
live.
well, you guys know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm excited. And this time I'm not doing it with any pressure. I just want to have my own fun,
Yeah.
just like Sam is having
Yeah,
his
right.
own fun. And yeah, let's just see what happens.
Well, we look forward to that.
Thank you.
And because you are super talented, and we
Thank
did a little bit a run of original songs like 5 years ago. and
Yeah, we had some fun.
Did life take over? And
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Life, work,
yeah,
everything else. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's time to get back into it.
I think you should, man. Like I'm really giving it a push right now.
You're
and
doing great.
Oh, thanks, Bobby.
Forget a push. You are doing it.
Well-
fully into it.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I just realized that what you were talking about before, in that sense that really, and I think, I was getting into it early this year. My mom passed,
Yeah.
and that
sorry,
just kind
Ken.
of, yeah, thanks, man. And that just kind of gives you that little extra. That's why I asked you before, when you realize that we only have one life, I was wondering if that was one experience, but you said it has sort of like built up. And for me, I've always kind of had that too, but when you lose somebody like that, it just amplifies that,
Oh, I'm sure.
level in you. And so right now it's just full out for me, man, and I recommend it.
And I'm sure you're happy. I haven't seen you smile, and he always smiles. But
What?
this is the most I've ever seen him smile, even with all the technical difficulties and setting everything up and running around. He's happy, and that's the thing. When you love what you're doing, no matter what obstacles come your way, it's just you're gonna be happy doing it.
Yeah, but I was thinking about that today, Bobby, when you came in here, and Danny Mac said that when and I hope to get Dan back and stuff. He always said, well, and I don't give his words justice. Yeah, I quote incorrectly, but he said something like, there was nothing here until we started. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like we are just doing this. There's nobody, there's no boss here. It's just us and some lamps and a cat and that's hungry and that
Aw.
it's kind of funny that way, and so you choose if you want to feel pressure about it or you want to have fun. So, but anyway, let's get this. Let's wrap it up, Bobby, because
Okay.
I think we might. This has got to be the longest I've ever gone.
Really?
Oh yeah, man, and yeah, it's totally crazy. It's unheard of and illegal to
And illegal.
to have a live show this long. But let's do this last one. I don't know. Let me just check on my leg, man. It's
Yeah, you
amazing.
okay?
And I ate like 3 bananas today.
You might have
Wow.
oversaturated the potassium.
But again,
I
like
see.
this might be the first time you'll ever see like a host sitting through half of a show with a cramp. Dude, I don't know, man.
Hi,
Alright.
Sam.
So let me end with this. But Bobby, how do people find out about you?
Easy to find me, Bobby Attiko, BOBBYATTIKO. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm even on Snapchat. So yeah, just Bobby Attiko. My name on all social media platforms.
Okay.
I don't have Twitter yet. I'm not a Twitter person.
Okay. So, but I'll stick that in the notes too. So but that's how you find Bobby. And thank you so much, brother.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored. This was cool. Really cool.
It was really cool, man. All right, so this song is called "Say." Dude, I don't know if I could do this, man. You can't really see from your angle. I'm trying to like.
One leg is straight. Can't be bent.
Isn't a cramp supposed to go away like?
Depends on after you stretch it.
Yeah, I've been stretching it for like 5 minutes. But anyway, I'm gonna try with the left foot. Okay. All right. So here we go. This one is called "Say." And with that, we'll say goodbye.
Deuces.
Exactly. All right, Bobby. Baby, here I am. I'm so ashamed it's come to this. Don't shut the door, don't close your heart. I'm asking for another start. You know, I know, I made a mess. Left you standing with her arms outstretched. Tell me there's still a chance. Just say it's not too late. Say still. Feel a little fire burning. Say still. Have a little faith in me. Say you will. Open up your arms and forgive me. Just say you'll try for us. Say you'll fight for us. Say. I miss your smile, I miss your kiss. Baby, I could write an endless list. How you look right through me, how you call my game. How it makes me feel to hear you say my name. When I'm with you, I'm whole inside. You're the piece that's missing in my life. Don't wanna spend my tomorrows without you by my side. Say still. Feel a little fire burning. Say still. Have a little faith in me. Say you will. Open up your arms and forgive me. Just say you'll try for us. Say you'll fight for us. Say. Never let anybody this close. I was scared to share myself with you. Felt like I was losing control. Ran away like a fool. Baby, here I am, I'm on my knees. So ashamed it's come to this. Don't shut the door, don't close your heart. I'm asking for another start. Say you will. Open up your arms and forgive me. Say still. Have a little faith in me. Say you will. Open up your arms and forgive me. Just say you'll try for us. Say you'll fight for us. Say. All right, Bobby.
Woo!
Well, I went with that thing. Even if you screw up, just sell
Keep
it,
going.
man.
Yep.
I can't wait to get up and stretch my leg, ladies and gentlemen. I'm serious, bro. Thank you so much, Bobby.
You're handling it well.
Oh, thanks, man. I'll bring this on the gig on Saturday. But it was so great to see you guys. Go out in the world and be your best selves, everybody.
Amen. Hallelujah. Peace.